Leg 38, day 2 from Chelmsford to Yarmouth. Did just over 20 miles yesterday, most of it with the old mother, who did a very sterling job, and her mad spaniel, Barnaby, who pulled like a train for practically the entire day. Similar day ahead today, about another 20 miles or so. Hope to get to quite close to Stowmarket. Weather is currently dry. I'll be very lucky if it stays that way. The forecast is not very pretty, but we've got all the wet weather gear, we've got everything we need. Hoping for decent reception, 3G, 4G reception, so I can listen to the sport on the radio, but probably in usual Vodafone style I won't get it, but we'll see. We'll hope anyway, and hope for 3 points at Carrow Road today, Norwich against West Brom. Anyway, for the time being, it's walk on. Just had a very irritating 15 or 20 minutes. This poxy little stream behind me, a bridge was bust on it, as a result of which I've been going up and down the ruddy bank looking for a spot to cross it. Finally found this slightly easier bit through waist-high stinging nettles, down a rather slippery bank, and then jumped across it. Fortunately made it in one piece, haven't got wet feet, and now just got a rather large field of nettles to wander through. Leg 38, day 3 of Chelmsford to Yarmouth. As you can see, the day has dawned quite beautiful, chilly but bright and crisp. The clocks have gone back, which means early finishes are now the order of the day, which should mean earlier starts, but I'm not under massive pressure today, so pretty normal sort of start today. Going to aim to do about 20 miles or so before it gets dark at sort of 4:30. Again, it'll be pretty flat. Hopefully it'll be interesting. We'll certainly get to see the autumn colours in all their glory today with this lovely weather. And then I shall end the day by going to pay a visit to my wonderful 98-year-old grandmother, who lives near Aldeburgh, in Aldeburgh. It'd be lovely to catch up with her. So lots to be done, lots of walking to do. Walk on. It's one of those great to be alive mornings. Gorgeous weather, beautiful countryside, lovely paths, trees, the colours are just absolutely magnificent. Everywhere around me, sloes, rose hips, blackberries, I mean all sorts. It's just beautiful, and it's quiet apart from a motorbike that's just going past. Church bells have been heavily in evidence throughout most of the morning. It really is just lovely, and if you're sitting on your sofa thinking, what should I do today? Get in the car, drive somewhere beautiful, find a walk on a beautiful day and do some walking. It's so good for you, and you will enjoy it, and you'll feel very good at the end of it too. Here endeth the Sunday sermon. Leg 38, day 4 of the ongoing 98 miler from Chelmsford to Yarmouth. As you can see from the sky above, the weather gods are once again fully behind me. Another absolutely glorious day. Beautiful colours, looking even more beautiful on a day such as this. And as you can see, there isn't a lady stalking me today. I have company, and I have very splendid company in the form of my Aunt Diesel. Now, Diesel, apart from being a very splendid woman, has a very unusual name. It's not actually her name. Now, my understanding, and I'm sure she'll correct me if I'm wrong, is that when she was very young, she used to make a noise like an old locomotive train, as a result of which she was nicknamed Diesel, and that has been her name ever since. Is this correct? This is correct, it's confirmed. And Diesel, whose name actually is Elizabeth, but I don't think anyone, possibly her mother, would have referred to her as Elizabeth, but everyone else calls her Diesel. Diesel is married to my uncle Tim, Tim being my mother, her of the 15-mile walk in the Docksiders on Friday. Tim is her younger brother, another ardent Norwich City supporter, witnessed the sad defeat on Saturday, but enjoyed the signpost I found yesterday, which had the scoreline Ipswich 17, Norwich 26 on it. and Diesel and I have had so far about 5 miles or so. We've talked 19 to the dozen. We've barely drawn breath, which of course is why I'm 5 miles in and suddenly I thought, crikey, I've got to do the old start of the day video. Anyway, the countryside is becoming slightly more rolling, which is a treat, and Dees has just been talking me through the Waveney Valley that is upcoming and very picturesque. So I'm looking forward to that. The objective today is probably to do about 20 miles. Dees won't be joining me for the full 20. Look at those colours in the background, incidentally. Aren't they absolutely beautiful? But I shall be pressing on. I think probably aiming to get to a place called Loddon, which is between Bungay and Yarmouth, leaving about 15 miles or so for tomorrow. Anyway, for the time being, let's walk on. The end of day 4. As you can see, it's clouded over but remained dry and reasonably warm. I'm ending on the Norfolk Broads after about 23.5 miles at Reedham Ferry. There it is, chugs back and forth on a chain, and I'm pleased to say, as you can see there is the Silver Bullet. Minty has already got here. So tomorrow morning I shall return here on a brighter day, I suspect, and complete the last 10 miles or so to Yarmouth for the meeting that isn't. Walk on. Leg 38, day 5, back to Reedham Ferry for the starts. We're actually on the ferry, crossing the river, and it's a reasonable day. It's dry, got about 10 miles left to Yarmouth for the meeting that isn't, but we'll do the course walk and then head back to London for a few days off ahead of Wetherby to Aintree next week. On my own this morning, I was going to be joined by William Sporborg, but unfortunately, rather like Glen Eagles, the soft underfoot conditions have sadly put play to his plans. It would have been great to have him, and I hope we'll find another date for him to join us. But for the time being, it's actually not walk on, it's float on, but it will shortly be walk on. So, leg 38 from Chelmsford to Great Yarmouth is complete. It's going to be the second longest. It is the second longest walk of the whole thing. It was 104 miles, including the course walk. We'll have to come back to go racing here to complete the set next spring. But it's great to have got this one out of the way. It takes me to over 1,850 miles walked all in. Next leg, leg 39, starts next Tuesday from Wetherby to Aintree, ahead of the launch of our charity single, Walk On.